Hi, VBS friends. Welcome to Craft Corner. Today you heard the story about David, and you learned about how he defeated the giant, but you also learned how God was his shield and how by trusting in God he was safe and he was able to serve God. I have a couple of crafts for you today. Let's get started and take a look. We can do a paper slingshot today as one idea, or you can make a shield to remind you to trust God. Okay, so the first thing is, let's talk about the paper slingshot. It's a slingshot made totally out of paper. You're going to need about 8 sheets of plain paper. You can even use recycled paper that you don't need anymore. You're going to stack 4 sheets together and roll them up into sticks like this. You'll tape your stick together so the paper doesn't come undone. I also put tape up and down here to make sure it was really sturdy. You'll need 2 of those sticks. Then once you have those 2 sticks, you'll tape them together around the outside about halfway up, right up to about here. And you'll leave the top part untaped. You want it to be pretty close together and taped pretty hard. It's hard to see in my picture. I used regular Scotch tape, but you could also use masking tape. You can also use string and wrap it around and use it to hold it together if you don't have tape. Okay, after you've done that and you have the 2 sticks together, you want to take the part that's not taped together and pull it apart so that you've made like a Y shape. So the bottom part's taped together, but the top makes the Y to make your slingshot. Now, you'll need to take a rubber band. I cut mine in half like this, and then I tied on the top of the Y on one side. I tied one end of the string of the rubber band, and I also tied the other end on the other side to make my slingshot. Now I have a paper slingshot. I drew a paper giant that I could aim my little pieces of paper that I'm going to shoot at. We need to not be using our slingshot on anything else except our paper giant or our target to be safe. The best thing to put in your slingshot would be cotton balls, or you could take small pieces of paper and fold them up and put them in the slingshot to aim them at the giant and have fun. You don't have to, but to make mine look more authentic, I wrapped string around it to make it look like a slingshot. But you could also just use the tape or decorate it any way you want. Remember, have fun with your slingshot, but be safe. Another thing that you could make today would be a shield. And there's a couple of different shields that you could make. Really, God was David's shield. He helped protect him from the danger and from the things that were coming in his way. He had to learn to trust God. Okay, there's a couple of ways that you could make a shield. One of the ways that you could do it is by just taking a paper plate, and you can decorate your plate. I used markers. You could use craft supplies or whatever you have at home. But I decorated it, and I made sure to write the message, "Trust God," on my paper shield, because that's an important message from today's story that I want to remember. So I can hold my shield. I just took a piece of old cardboard from a cereal box and I cut it, and then I attached it to either side. So now I have a handle to hold my shield, and I can remember to trust God. Another way to make a shield is to take a piece of cardboard from like a cereal box or an old cardboard box, cut it into the shape of a shield. You can cover it with aluminum foil if you want, or you can just leave it plain. You can decorate it with permanent markers and craft supplies. Be sure you write your message, "Trust God," on that shield too, because that's today's important message. There are lots of choices today in Crafts Corner, and you can choose one or you can do them all. I hope you have fun with slingshots and shields today. Thank you and have a great day.